Hello! How are you guys doing? Are you guys excited? I'm sure. This is the A350 V1 update. It'll be, we don't know when it's released, so the first, probably the most important question to answer is we do not know when this is going to be released, and as you can see in the title, it is most likely going to be not for a little while because it's still in alpha. So there's going to be a lot of bugs. You might also see me pause once in a while for the plane, or when I fly the plane, is because I want to also write down some bugs that I noticed myself. And if you guys see anything or have any questions, let me know. There might be also a lot of questions that I might not be able to answer because I pretty much just received this today, and haven't been able to answer the devs a lot of questions either. Alright, I see you guys want to see the cockpit. You guys want to see the cockpit. So the outside barely changed. Probably a few upgraded textures. But let's get into the cockpit. Here we are, and let me just zoom out a little bit, and here you guys can see what the beauty looks like. If there's anything with audio, let me know, and I'll be happy to fix it or change it to your liking. So here's the cockpit. Currently everything cold and dark. I'm hoping to get through the cold and dark phase as fast as I can, but still as thorough as I can, just so you guys can see if anything changed from your perspective. Again, this is an alpha, so there might be quite a few bugs and things that might change in the future. So I don't know if you guys want a cabin tour. Should work. One sec. But I don't think anything really much has changed here. So yeah, pretty much the same exact cabin as previous, just maybe a few texture upgrades here and there. So we'll go ahead and get started with the aircraft, or with the cold and dark startup. And we've already got somebody complaining here, which is no problem at all. So you can see the sounds are a bit still as usual. I'm also going to address the cold and dark state. I think it's a bit unrealistic the way it is right now, so I'll make sure to address that as well. Let's get the IRS alignment going just so we can get out of here real quick. I'm not doing anything procedure-wise. Fuel pumps should actually be off because we're still refueling, so I'm going to go and do that. Fire test all works just as before. Nothing changed there. Oh boy, there we go. Yeah, I'm not doing that again, sorry about that. Yeah, that is pretty much the overhead scan complete. Alright, so FMS, go to init, as we know from the Airbus A320s, and so on and so forth. So flight number today, what you'll need to do, you can see keyboard focus, so we can start typing in with the keyboard, or you can obviously manipulate everything via the push buttons here. Of course, I'm going to save us time and do it via the keyboard. So today's Finnair, I believe it was 001 that I've selected, flying from LA over to Echo Foxtrot Hotel Kilo, which is Helsinki. Our today's cruise flight level is 370. Use a cost index of 50. And there we go. We have a wind function similar to the regular toolless FMC, as you guys can see here. So pretty much what you can do here, you can do here as well. So you can enter all kinds of wind information, which we're not going to do. We're going to go straight to the good bits. We're going to go to departure. Actually, sorry, excuse me. We're going to go to init, IRS, and align the IRS. And then we're going to go to init, departure, and here we have the SID selection as everybody requested. Functions just as you would want it to look or you function. So runway, today we're departing runway 25 right. Our SID is the Ocean 8 departure. Ocean 8, and our transition is Vegas. So temporary flight plan, and here you can see it is temporarily inserted, and then we'll insert it. And here we have the Ocean 8 departure entered into our FMS with the runway 25 right. So we're going to go to Airways, and here we can enter some Airways. So we check our flight plan here, you can see everything is updated here as well. So let's head up and enter some airways. So first Airway is Juliet 100 to Laura. So you can see you can enter airways and the waypoints that you're flying to, or we can just enter airways one at a time. There's just a flight sim feature, of course. However, there is no more airway after that. So HML, insert the flight plan, and we now have our airways Juliet 100 and Juliet 107. We can insert the next waypoint. Yankee Romeo Lima. Apply. Insert, and if we check, you can see that the Yankee Romeo Lima has been inserted. I believe because it's the told us it can work on native FMS data. The taxi cam does not work. Most likely an X-Plane limitation at the moment. Fix and holding. Fix information does not work currently. I've tested it out. Unfortunately not implemented yet. A little bit more complicated. Holding. Does holding work? We can test that. Let me go to Yankee Romeo Lima. Go to hold. And here you can enter a hold inbound course. I computed temporary insert, and there you'll have a holding pattern. Let's check it over here, of course. And there's your holding. It's not drawn because we're not close enough, but it should work. Some people want to see the exterior model as well as the inside again. I can quickly do that, no problem. So the exterior, here we are in the Finnair livery. Come on, there we go. Have the ground vehicles changed? We'll see that in a second. In fact, let's go ahead and load the aircraft. So you guys want to see all vehicles, I'm sure, but they all are the same. Let's go ahead and go to stairs. Here you go. These are all the vehicles. What about V2? V2 won't be out for a while, but it's yeah, it won't be out for a while. But it's definitely a something we are looking into. Could I do a company route? I could. So we did see the how the airways and everything works. So let me try to do a route select, and I should have the flight plan exported. Actually, I'm happy I actually did that. I was thinking of not doing it. There we are. Apply. And there we go, and we asked for Echo Echo Tango November as our alternate. No problem. RS still being aligned. Nope, not clear info. Return. A departure has been entered. Return. And here's our flight plan. And European airports usually ask us to put in the arrival in advance without the runway, but because we can't enter a runway, we can't enter an arrival. So we'll go ahead and leave it for now. It's a little Airbus thing. I hope I'm not wasting too much time on you guys. Hope you guys are still entertained. So here we have the back of the cockpit. Some nice texture updates for sure. Looks nicer than before. And then here we are in the flight deck itself. Go overhead. Heads-up display does not currently function. It's just a model. So let's go to fuel. Fuel is definitely the most important. 65,000. So 66,000. So press the implement, and now we're fueling. Passengers, we are 230 passengers. 60. Did I say 240? Oop. I think that's a bit too much. We'll just match our payload weight with what, or actually our zero fuel weight. So our payload weight is expected to be 32.8, so we're pretty close to it. So I was hoping to get the zero fuel weight center of gravity minus 1%. Definitely not what I'm looking for. So probably minus 1% of the gross weight center of gravity, so we'll just do 27.1. And route reserve. GPS primary. And it's an also issue that I need to address. Clearing the GPS primary does not clear it over on the ND. So we pretty much entered all the information that we need to enter to fly. So there's some information that we can check here, of course. What I really want to get to is the controls. So we're going to go and turn everything up on here. Standby, standby. We'll use squawk 2000. And these status switches, we can turn them on either via the FMC here, or they're basically these switches right here. They're the same exact thing. When is takeoff? Hopefully very soon. I've started the APU. I'm pretty much ready to go. About to push back, so beacon coming on. And I don't believe I'm missing anything, so let's go and push back. Better push back.
Hey Captain, let me know where you want this thing.
Apologies, some audio is a little bit louder than what the aircraft is. Hope your ears are still fine.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
So I apologize if my procedures...
Here comes the pushback. Light 'em up.
Alright, if the procedures are not 100% accurate to the real thing. I am one of those guys that actually does things as accurate as possible, but because I'm only trying to demonstrate something, I will not be going into the details today. What does he want? Okay. I can't hear him because I don't have PA enabled, most likely.
Kilo, Lima, Alpha, X.
My bad. Or cabin. Not sure which one he's on. Yes, performance calculator can be entered here. You just need to enter the flap setting and a runway slope. I could look this up if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that right now. And once this information is entered, it will give you the V speeds and a flex temperature, as well as a trim actually. There you have it. I can. Perfect. 1 second. Better pushback. Preferences most likely. Wait, you said via the radio sound settings. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll fix that one at a time. How come the performance calculator doesn't always work in the current build? I'm not sure. I don't think the performance calculator really changed much since V1, or at least the version you guys have. So I think, I don't want to blame you, but try to make sure you have all information that you need set. So your zero fuel weight into the FMS, all the weight information that you need, and then once that is done, the takeoff performance calculator should know what you have in the FMS, and then you enter your flap setting and your runway slope, and it will calculate for you. Does the update feature any Easter eggs, crew table, or broken switches? Well, the crew table can definitely be opened. Broken switches, not that I'm aware of. No. But that's the beauty of Easter eggs. You'll never know until you find them.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake. And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Alright, so sorry answering a lot of questions. Please kill a flight attendant. Wait, I want to know what he has to say. Nah, nothing right now. Alright, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not a killer. Not yet. So, let's go and start the engines. I'm not sure what's going on here. I'll address that as well. Start engine number 2. I'll see.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
If you mean the issue where it jumps, like right now, it's still in there. I'll mention it for sure. Alright, engine number 2 has been started. Starting engine number 1. So flaps 2. Spoilers armed. Alright, what does he want? I want to fix his issue.
Sir, I believe it shouldn't be so warm.
Not so warm. Alright, you know what?
Captain,
My bad.
regret to inform you.
So APU bleed coming on, APU bleed, or correction, APU flaps set, everything has been set. Go and do a flight control check right here at the gate, so full up, or not at the gate, but the taxi route, full left, full right, rudder full left, rudder full right, and I just saw a, okay, never mind, I saw that. Full flight control check complete, auto brake RTO. Taxi light on, and we're ready to go. Parking brake coming off, and here we are. Will we have moving maps? I don't know. I mean, the plugin for it is already there with AVS, right? It's already there. Now it just needs to be implemented into in an aircraft display. That'll be pretty awesome, but I honestly don't know if that's going to be featured. What changes can you expect? SIDS and stars, airway support, step climb support. Unfortunately, no fixed information support just as of yet. And a few texture updates, as you can see. Expect them to be a little bit darker than this. They will be either fixed or they will be changed a little bit. Plus, I think my sim is a bit brighter than usual. People want to see the takeoff, no problem. So, strobe lights coming on, runway turnoffs coming on, landing lights coming on. TCAS is already TARA. Come on, buddy. Yeah, just take your time. 4 knots, perfect. No, runway turnoffs actually are used for takeoff and landing in an Airbus. I don't know if the A350 changed that, if they changed something with the A350 procedures, but normally the Airbus does use runway turnoff. Alright, you guys ready? Ready for departure? Yes, performance calculator works. There it is. Parking brake set, or correction off. Alright, here we go. Will do. Alright, man flex SRS runway, auto thrust blue. Thrust is set. .100 knots. Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Nav. As Captain Canada would say, rotate, right? Alright. There's your wing view. A little bit delayed, I apologize. So the hand flies really nicely, I must admit. It feels nice and heavy, which is good, I think. At least it doesn't feel like a Cessna or whatever. Like I feel like some airplanes feel like. It definitely feels really nice, in my opinion. All right, flaps 1. Okay, I'm confused what it wants. We'll turn on the autopilot so we can get more views. And we're going flaps up. Then we turn off lights coming on. Takeoff lights coming off. And we'll clear ourselves to our cruise altitude. Come on. Of 37,000 feet. Chrono, see? What would I do without you guys? Appreciate it. Like I said, I normally am aware of these things. I'm normally one of those guys that does everything as realistic as I can. But again, I'm winging it today. Alright, so we want to go in the cockpit view because we want to see the hold, of course. We want to see it function. So let's go ahead and test it out with 280 knots because we don't want to be too fast. And just for safety measure, we'll also level off at 290. What engines are modeled? I believe the Rolls-Royce engines. What's the ETA to Helsinki? We can check in a second. Alright, so the holding pattern has began. And here you can see an immediate exit. Let me see, can I... There you go. Zoom hold. So it works like that. What's the ETA? Let me check again. So as it looks like, the hold function does work. ATC pages definitely don't work. I can tell you that right now. ATC com. So in-out pages on pretty much all of them. Although, what is this? Notifications. I'll have to test this on VATSIM. See if there's... So the only page it goes to is notifications. But we'll see. I honestly don't know if it will work with VATSIM. I can test it out eventually.